Hey guys, it's Raythe from Raythe Rain here, and I want to talk about one of my favorite tropes, which is older man has to be immortal and something like a vampire, demon, elven king, on and on it goes, and younger man getting together. Why do I like the older man, younger man dynamic? The first aspect for me, I think overall, that really intrigues me is the taking care of. It's the feeling of someone who has gotten their life together, wanting to protect someone who may be just starting out. It's this sort of, I don't want to say fatherly because then people are like, I don't like incest, I don't like that thing. But if you really have the older man, younger man, there is this sense of guidance, and there is this sense of taking care and, really being, tender and very affectionate to the younger person, wanting to protect them. And I'm all into that kind of protection. However, unlike I think with a lot of writers, I'm not interested in the power dynamic. A lot of people really like the idea of an older man sort of taking advantage of a younger man, or even, as we see it a lot in real life, to be honest, we see a lot of older people with younger people because they can't actually handle their own with someone their own age, which I find completely unattractive. And I'm sure probably a lot of you guys do too. So the way I actually address this is I do it in a couple ways. I actually make my younger guys have uber powers, sometimes far more than their older counterparts. A really good example of this is actually in Winterhaven Country Club with Cole and Stephanus. Now, Stephanus is this alpha incubus. He takes what he wants, enjoys what he wants, and here we have Cole coming into the mix. And at first, what does he seem like? This innocent college-age teen who hasn't even had sex with anyone yet. But here's the deal. Cole is actually someone known as the bringer of dust and ashes. He is the second in command of all of the unnamed one's armies. He is more powerful than Stephanus. So even though he's the younger person, and even though he seeks guidance from Stephanus, the power imbalance is actually not with Stephanus being stronger than he is. The next thing I often do is to have the younger lover teach the older lover something. This is an example of this would be with Scott and Jordan in The Earl King. Now, Jordan is a werewolf who was turned in the 1920s when being gay was, really just seen as something terrible. And Jordan really hasn't fully accepted either being a werewolf or being a gay man. And Scott comes into this where he has grown up as being a proud gay man and never having any thoughts about, oh, I should hide this or I should be ashamed of this. He thinks, no, this is who I am. And the thought of being a werewolf and, to have the immortality, the strength, the speed, to be able to become a different being, to him seems awesome. So he actually teaches Jordan, his much older lover, to basically accept himself in a lot of ways. So once more, there's this power imbalance is not there. Another way I do this is the idea of the jaded older lover and the younger lover who really still has hopes and dreams. And they're not ignorant, they're not naive. They're actually just saying, yeah, I know you've had all this weight of terrible experience, but guess what? That's not all there is. And a great example of this is actually in Cursed. And we have Bane and we have Nick. And Bane really does not believe in love. And he really just sees sort of people as out for themselves. Whereas Nick shows him that's not true at all. And so Bane comes alive again because basically Nick convinces him that the world is a great place. So these are the things I do to basically get past that really uncomfortable user type experience. Some people might ask then, well, if you have to go through all these machinations to make this work, why don't you just do lovers who are at the same level, the same age, or the same place in life? And the truth is I've tried. I tried it in The Lightless, But the thing is, it's like the blind leading the blind. When two people are at the same place in life, there just isn't any spark for me because they are really figuring out things on their own at the same time. They don't have a breadth of different experience terribly unless they come from like different sides of the track, rich and poor, or, you have to make something to give that difference, that spark, which you can just automatically get with two people who are of two different ages. The Lightless, though, I'm very fond of it, although it's a very weird story. You guys should check it out. It's not a favorite of anyone's on the site. So that to me is what's led me to basically just, go and do what I want to do. Oh, and I should also point out, even when I attempt not to do the older man, younger man, I end up doing it. And the prime example of this is Ghost Hong Kong Triad. Let me just say that everyone after they saw Kai and Frere together were like, screw these other guys that you have these plans for. We just want to see them. And I think because this is such a kink for me, such a thing I enjoy, that these are the types of couples that I write best. So those are my thoughts about this subject. But of course, this is a conversation and I want to know what you guys think. So do you like older man, younger man? You must if you're a member of Raythe. But if you do, why do you? Or why do you not? I can't wait to hear. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.